Hey gang, it's another Den Boys video. We're in the games room again, and today we're playing a launch title Mega Drive game called Osomatsu Kun.
One of the 488 launch games.
Yeah, one of four. So I guess I'll start with where I got it from. I was doing a little bit of research on sort of launch titles for systems, and surprisingly had never heard of this one. So the four were, Super Thunderblade, Altered Beast, and
Space Harrier
2. And this one was sort of just one I'd never heard of. Japan only release.
Yep, never left Japan.
Yeah, so I tracked it down, just a simple eBay purchase. And we decided to give it a test out. So
what's it roughly sell for online?
Oh, look, it wasn't super expensive. It was probably around, I don't know, the $30 mark, or maybe not even that. I mean, it's a pretty common game, but not a super rare or highly collectible game that a lot of people want. So it wasn't hard to get my hands on. I guess the history, I've kind of covered a little bit of it, but we were just saying that there was four launch titles.
The others were more like the Sega arcade titles.
Yeah.
Thunderblade, Altered Beast, and then this is kind of the black sheep of the four launch games. It wasn't an arcade game. Unknown in the West, but very uniquely Japanese, and obviously would appeal to a Japanese audience, raised on the manga and the anime.
Yeah, and those other three games are obviously clearly very Western-inspired games, and then this sort of one is just completely left field compared to those. So I guess we'll jump into it. I mean, you can see that it's a basic, 2D side-scrolling platformer. There's not much new about it. The main character you can see on the screen, you play as the lead character in the manga. His only form of attack is the sling blade, or the
slingshot.
Slingblade.
But it has a very short range initially. It doesn't shoot across the screen. It sort of shoots out in front of him. But that does extend as the further into the game.
Yeah, so the biggest mechanic with this one, it's not an exceptionally long game. Is it 4 worlds, I think? Maybe
4, 5, but yeah, sure.
So the way they've extended the platforming or the levels is to actually come up with this sort of like almost platforming puzzle mechanic, where you'll see in the video there's lots of doors and entries and sort of hidden entrances that you can fall down or go into, and either loops you back somewhere you've already been, or takes you to another part of the stage. And the puzzle is finding the correct order to go through.
And if you go the wrong way, it just loops the stages. And that can really extend the life of the game, but also add a bit of frustration as you're blindly,
absolutely
trying to find your way.
So we initially really struggled with the game, not so much in the difficulty of it. As you can see, it's not that hard with the enemies that are coming at you. They do respawn, so it doesn't reward you to kind of pick them all off.
And you've got a health bar, so there's no one-hit kills.
No, so you can see where you're at. But the biggest challenge was just finding those correct paths and knowing where the hell to go.
That's it. And they became more and more complicated the further in you got.
Yeah, dropping down, one entry would kill you, one-shot death, and dropping down another entry would take you to the right direction. So that was a little bit frustrating, but once we worked out the mechanic, we kind of got our head around it. And once you do find the correct path, you actually kind of breeze through the first couple of worlds quite easily.
They're not that big.
No, they're quite kind of small stages. Obviously made longer by the fact that if you get lost and you don't know where you're going, the loop keeps continuing. So some interesting things, I guess, like we said, it's 2D platformer, but they kind of mixed up the gameplay a little bit. As you said, his slingshot doesn't go that far to start with, but there are some shops where you can buy
there's a currency of the yellow bows that you see yellow ribbons.
There's yellow ribbons on the screen.
And they form the currency, and then there's like shops, almost like Fantasy Zone style, where you can buy enhancements, power-ups. There's slot machines, gambling to sort of win, sort of one-ups and stuff. So the shop was kind of normal, because you go in there and you buy, it was all very Japanese thing, bowls of ramen and sushis and stuff for your life bar, and you could actually buy some power-ups for your slingshot. But the weird one was the idea of putting in the there was a slot machine game built into the shops that obviously promised the idea of winning extra lives and winning bonus health bars and things like that, but
almost impossible to win on.
Yeah.
You're dumping hundreds of bows into this machine for no return. So
watching your hard-earned, ribbons kind of
Yeah.
deplete, and then not having enough to buy some
so you
items in
can't.
the shop. So it was interesting.
It was a lost mechanic, really. They had the idea of the slot machine, kind of really cool idea, but then
and of course, Japanese and gambling in video games sort of go hand in hand.
They do
We love it. Yeah.
Yeah, they do love it. It kind of reminded me of Jock and Jeff on the PC Engine. They had that little slot machine game as well. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a lost mechanic. You're thinking, oh great, I went to a hard section. I'll dump some bows into the slot machine. I'll earn some extra lives, and that'll carry on. But you didn't really kind of have that option, so you ended up just buying what you needed and getting the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go to some pros and cons about the game. I guess what'd you like about it?
I like the bright, colourful graphics
Yeah.
and the animation of the main character.
Yeah.
The character design.
Yeah.
It's super Japanese. If you love Japanese culture, there's a lot to like about the look of this game. The rising sun.
Some of the stage designs were pretty cool. I mean,
mythical sort of animals and beasts, comedy humour in that design.
Yeah, it's very bright and colourful. I mean, you gotta remember this is a launch. This is a launch title Mega Drive game, or Genesis game, wherever you're from.
And it was in-house Sega too.
Yeah.
So this was
Published by
in-house
Sega, made
team.
by Sega. Yeah. So for a launch title, it looks really nice. What else did I like about it? I guess. Yeah, I didn't mind the stage design. I mean, there's nothing super new in there or anything I hadn't seen before. But I like the enemy types and like you said, the very Japanese theme of everything. The sprites are actually quite big and colourful and take up a lot of the screen. They're all very unique and different.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Yeah, I mean, there was lots to like about it. There's been worse launch titles coming out on systems in the past.
For sure. The soundtrack was a little bit clangy in sound design.
Yeah.
But again, I think you can excuse that given how early the title was.
Yeah, if we're going for cons, I mean, I think there was maybe only the one or two tracks throughout the whole game, so it didn't really mix out the soundtrack all that much.
Yeah.
I guess a con turned into a pro, I guess, in some ways, because early on we really disliked the whole puzzle element of finding which way to go and getting lost and going back where we'd already been. It was quite frustrating.
Yeah.
But then once we worked out the mechanic and we found the way to go, it wasn't that bad. I understood why they did it.
Yeah, flying through the levels.
Yeah, and going right.
Yeah,
restore that drop.
The boss fights were pretty challenging too.
Yeah, there was some there was some good. You can see the slot machines on some of the videos. That was a plus, I thought. But then the actual winning on the slot machine, con. So I liked it, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, do we recommend it? Is it a game you should go out and buy, or
look,
is it a pass?
I wouldn't break my neck to get it, but having said that, if you want to taste the black sheep of the Mega Drive launch family, go for it. It's not a bad game by any stretch.
No, definitely not bad. I mean, look, I'm glad we played it. I mean,
yeah.
for the purist in me, just to say that I've played all 4 launch title games now, that's a pretty cool thing to do. And
from 1988, it's super early.
And the fact that we never got it obviously is a big factor as well.
Well, that's it. Yeah. All the other titles came out here, but not this one. So.
I think like you said, if you're in Japan, if you're on eBay and you can snap yourself up a cheap copy and you want it as part of your collection.
Sure.
It's definitely worth it. It's not gonna, like I said, it's not gonna break the bank. It's not gonna have to spend a lot to get it. But is it a replay? Are we gonna go back and play this in years' time and go have fond memories of it? Probably not. We'll probably have played it once, and look, we got a long way into it.
Yeah. Final world.
Probably got all the way to. I think we at least saw the final boss from memory.
Yeah.
But we couldn't quite knock him off. So I was happy with that effort, and maybe it'll sit on the shelf and have a pride of place on the shelf, but that's about it for me. Solid but not spectacular.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, there you go, guys. That's Osomatsu Kun, 1988 Mega Drive game.
Launch title.
Yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys.